Hello grade 4. Welcome back to your English class. Today we will be continuing with the poem Silver. Our topic for today is adjectives in poetry. So we will see how the poet has used adjectives in poetry. So let's begin. Now if I ask you to describe a night, okay? Imagine that it is night time and I want you to describe it. What would you tell me? So we can describe the night as dark. The night could be dark. The night could be scary. Maybe you had a bad dream, so the night is scary. Maybe you're lonely. Your parents are not at home. Maybe the night is lonely for you. Maybe the night is very long. You slept early, so the night is very long. Okay, we can describe the night in many ways. You could also say it was a cold night. Maybe it's winter, so the night is very cold. Maybe it's a starry night. You went outside, okay, and you could see the beautiful stars. So you can see it's a starry night. You could also say it's a cloudy night, right? Or you could say it was a wonderful night. So we could describe the night in many ways, okay? Can you tell me how the poet has described the night in the poem Silver? How has the poet described it? He has called it a moonlit night. Do not forget this, okay? How is the night described in the poem? The night is described as a moonlit night, okay? Now my next question for you is, what things does the moon see in the night? Now if you remember, I told you that the moon has been given human qualities of walking and the human quality of seeing. So imagine the moon is walking, okay, and she is looking at so many things. What are the things? Do you remember? So last time I told you that the moon could see silver fruit, she could see trees, she could see thatch, right? This time I got you a picture of a thatch house. If you still did not understand what I was trying to tell you in my last class, okay? So this is your thatch house, means the roof is made out of thatch or grass, and you can see the windows, right? The casements. So the moon could see fruit, she could see trees, she could see the roof which is made of thatch, she could see a dog, a dove, okay, I've got you a picture of a dove, a mouse, the river, okay. So there were so many things that the moon could see. And can you tell me what adjective is used to describe those things? Yes, it was the adjective silver, okay. We had silver fruit upon silver trees, right? The thatch was also silver. The dog's paws were silver. The dove's feathers were silver, right? The mouse's paws and eyes were silver. Even the river had a silver tint, isn't it? So the adjective used to describe those things were silver, okay? Now, imagine, okay, the silver fruit, the silver trees, the silver thatch, the silver dog, okay, all these things. How would they look, okay? How do they look in the silver moonlight? Now, remember, these things are not actually silver in color, right? They have their own color, but they just look silver because of the moon's reflection, okay? They just look silver because of the moonlight's reflection on them. So we can say, okay, that these things, imagine you go out in the night, okay? It looks beautiful. You can say these things look beautiful, they look pearly, they look divine, they look bright, they look glittery, or they look shiny. I can use so many words, okay, to describe these things. Clear? Now, why has the poet not used those words, okay, Why has the poet not used these words? Why didn't he say beautiful fruit, or pearly trees, or divine dog, or glittery dove, or maybe shiny river? Why has he not used these words, and he has only used the word silver over and over again? Okay, so remember the repetition of an adjective, of the adjective silver. Okay, the poet has repeated the word silver or the adjective silver because he wants us to create an image in our mind, right? When I explain the poem to you, I'm sure by the end of the poem, okay, you could imagine silver trees and silver fruits. Okay, maybe the paws of the dog, you could imagine they were silver. So remember, okay, the poet wants us to create an image in our mind. Okay, and we were able to imagine how things look, okay, due to the moonlight, right? By the end of the class, we were able to understand that everything looked silver, okay, due to the moonlight. If different adjectives were used, we would not be able to create such a strong effect of the moonlight. Remember, the poem is all about a moonlit night. Okay, it's about the moon. So he has used the adjective silver. If he was talking about the sun, what adjective he could use? What color is the sun? Right? So you could say he could use the word yellow, or he could use the word golden. Okay. So remember, the poet has used the word silver or the adjective silver time and again, okay, throughout the poem, because he wants us to create an image in our mind. If he used different adjectives, then by the end of the poem, we would not have been able to imagine how the things were silver. Clear? And if you want to replace, okay, if you want to say, I want to write not about a moonlit night, but I want to write about a day. So we know that the sun shines in the day. So I'm going to talk about sunlight. So I would just replace the word moon with sun, and I could change the adjective to golden, right? I could change the adjective to golden to describe the beautiful bright sunlight of the sun. Okay. Now, adjectives are very important, okay? I've already told you that adjectives are describing words in your previous grammar class, okay? So, look at this sentence. It was a quiet night. Now, if I remove this quiet and I said it was a night, would you be able to imagine how quiet the night was? No, you may think it's a noisy night, or you may think it's a dark night, okay? So whenever we give an adjective, we are describing that thing in much more detail. So now you know that the night is very quiet, okay, and the sea was very calm. Calm means very smooth. It was not rough, okay. The waves rested. Now because the sea is calm, the waves are also calm, okay, only to dance again the next day. So can you see this description? Due to adjectives, you can see how well this situation has been described. Okay, for example, look at the other one. The wind gripped me in her arms as I walked home after school. Now, over here, when I say the wind gripped me in her arms, some of you may think it's a very strong wind. Some of you may think it's a cold wind. Some of you may think it's an icy wind. So, if you can give an adjective to describe the wind, imagine in your mind how the wind is. Is it cold? Is it icy? Is it hot? Is it strong? Okay, so you can use any adjective over here. And then in her arms, okay, what kind of arms? Now, remember over here we are using personification, okay? The wind is being personified as a human being, okay? So, you can say her cruel arms, her warm arms, her icy arms, her cold arms, okay? Imagine the wind as a witch, okay? So, what adjective you would use? Maybe you would use cruel, okay? So you can say the strong wind gripped me in her cold arms. You can say the icy wind gripped me in her cruel arms. It's up to you, okay? So always use adjectives to describe, okay? It will always give you a much clearer picture, okay? If I just say wind, Can you form an image in your mind? No, but when I say icy, what is the image you form in your mind? Can you see Elsa over here? Right? She also had very icy, cold hands which gave out that icy cold wind, right? So you can imagine that. Or if I say hot wind, you can imagine the wind in the desert, right? Okay, so it is always good to describe, okay, anything using adjectives. Clear? So this is all for today, okay? And your homework is S2. Now, question number 1 is, what things from the poem Silver have a silver gleam? So the poet is asking you, what things look silver in the poem? So you can tell me that. I am sure you can tell me that, okay? I've already discussed that in this slide, okay? We have fruits, we have trees, we have got thatch, dog, a dove, okay? So you have to write all that, okay? Then he tells us, write one other adjective for each thing listed above. So if you have written fruit, for example, you have written fruit. In the first one, you have written silver fruit. Now in question number B, you need to give another adjective. Don't use silver. Give another adjective. You can say tasty fruit, or you can say fresh fruit. Or for example, if you're saying silver trees, right? Now in question number B, you will not write the word silver. You can write green trees, okay? Or tall trees. Clear? So for every word that you write on in question number A, you need to give a different adjective in question number B. Now question number 2, how is the night described in the poem? The night is described as a moonlit night, right? I've already told you this. Write 2 other adjectives to describe the night. Can you tell me of 2 other adjectives? If you remember, we have already done this over here. So you can write any 2 of the adjectives given here. It's up to you, okay? Then they are asking you to underline the adjectives in the sentences, okay? In question number 3, so you need to underline the adjectives. In question number 4, they are asking you to rewrite the sentence using an adjective, okay? Rewrite the sentence. In question number 5, they're asking you, like, if we replace silver in the poem to describe the effect of bright sunlight. So the same thing I told you, right? If I want to talk about sunlight, okay, or a beautiful day, what are the adjectives I'm going to change? So I can change the word silver with, yes, you're right, I can change the word silver with yellow or with golden. Clear? So that's all for today. In case you have any doubt, feel free to give me a call or to message me. Happy learning and bye-bye.